Hello and welcome to A Story on a Saturday. I'm Helen and I'm here on Saturday morning to tell you a story to start the day in a fun way. This morning I've got a story that I need my friend to help us with. But he's feeling a bit out of sorts. You see, he's got a bit of a problem. I'm afraid he's got a bit of a sore bottom. So he's a bit embarrassed. Would you like to meet him? You have to promise not to laugh. Are you ready? Here he comes.
Hello, everyone. Hello, it's Mr. Wolf here. I am the biggest, baddest wolf you could ever find.
Well, Mr. Big Bad Wolf, I can see there's something on your bottom.
We don't mention that. We don't mention the plaster on my...
The plaster on your bottom, Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, the plaster on my bottom. It's very embarrassing. It was all a bit of a disaster. It was just a bit of a mistake, really. I'm still the big bad wolf and everybody's very scared of me.
I'm sure they are, Mr. Wolf. Very, very scared of you indeed. Would you like to tell us how you got your sore bottom, Mr. Wolf? Why have you got a plaster on it?
Well, that is a very sad tale. Shall I tell it to you?
We'd love to hear it, Mr. Wolf, and we promise not to laugh. Do you think you can promise not to laugh?
Oh, you must promise not to laugh.
Oh, I'm not sure we can promise not to laugh. Let's see how the story goes. Once upon a time, quite a long time ago, there lived in a lovely little wood 3 little pigs with their mummy. But one day Mummy said, "You 3 pigs are all grown up now. It's time for you to move out and find your own places to live." Well, the little pigs weren't sure about that because they didn't have a house to live in. But the first little pig thought to himself, I've always fancied a lovely little cottage in the countryside with a straw roof and to be able to sit and have a hot chocolate and read my book. I think it would be lovely. And so the first little pig went down the road to visit the farmer. He knocked on the door of the farmer's house and said, "Excuse me, farmer, do you have any straw that I could buy?" Well, the farmer had plenty of straw, and so the little pig went away with a pile of straw. And before the day was done, the first little pig had built the most fabulous straw house. It was beautiful, with a thatched roof and plenty of room to sit down and enjoy a cup of hot chocolate, which is exactly what the little pig did that evening. Well, the second little pig looked at the straw house and thought it looked very nice indeed, but it wasn't quite what he'd got in mind. No, I think I'd like something a little bit more cabin in the woods. I think that's the look I'm going for. I'd like wooden panelling and a timber roof. I think that would look lovely, very eco-friendly as well. So the second little pig went down the road to visit the woodcutter's house. "Excuse me, could I buy some planks of wood?" And the woodcutter said, "Yes, of course you can, certainly." And the second little pig went home with lots and lots of big planks of wood, which took quite some carrying, I can tell you. And then he spent the whole of that day hammering and building, and every now and again catching his trotter with the hammer. Ow! That was a bit painful. But by the end of the day, the second little pig had a fabulous wooden cabin in a clearing in the woods. It looked beautiful, and he was very, very pleased with it. So pleased, in fact, that evening he sat down and enjoyed a very lovely mug of hot chocolate and read his book very contentedly. Now, the third little pig looked at the straw house, looked at the wooden house, and thought to himself, I'm not sure. They all look a little bit flimsy to me, and if the wind blows or if the floods come up, which they do in Worcester where I live, maybe I might get wet trotters. I think I need something a little bit more substantial. Maybe I will build my house out of bricks. I think you were right. Bricks would be a great thing. And so the third little pig went down the road to the brick merchant. Please could I buy some bricks? Why, yes, said the brick merchant. And the third little pig bought pallets and pallets and pallets of bricks, and he spent all that day and all the next day and all the next day after that building a brick house right up above the door, above the windows, right up onto the roof. And when he'd got to the roof, he built the most beautiful chimney you've ever seen, because what the little pig wanted more than anything else was a lovely warm fire to warm his trotters against in the evening, and to be able to read his book. Well, that evening, when the house was finished and the third little pig lit the fire for the very first time, he was delighted with his beautiful little brick house. It looked fantastic. The three little pigs were very, very happy, snoozing with their cups of hot chocolate. But little did they know, oh dear, somebody was coming up the garden path. Who could it be? Have you guessed? You're right. It was Mr. Wolf. Now, Mr. Wolf was very polite, Mr. Wolf. So he went up the garden path to the first little piggy's house, and he on the front door. Very politely he said, little pig, let me come in. Well, do you know what the little pig said? He got his waggy finger out and he said, no, not by the hair on my chinny chin. I will not let you in. Ho, said Mr. Wolf, quite delighted at this turn of events. Then I will huff, and I'll puff, and I will blow your house down. And that is what Mr. Wolf started to do. Oh no, and the beautiful straw house went falling flat down, and the poor little pig had to jump up super fast and run as fast as his trotters would carry him all the way to his brother in the second little pig's house. Well, Mr. Wolf wasn't so sad about that, because when he got his sniffy nose out, he could smell two little pigs at the house now. Oh, my tummy's really rumbling now. Are you sure that's not your tummy? No, it's mine. I'm very hungry. Sorry, Mr. Wolf. Well, Mr. Wolf could smell two little piggies all in the wooden house, and so very politely he went up the garden path. He on the front door, and he said, little pigs, let me come in. The little piggies got their waggy fingers out, and they said, no, not by the hairs on our chinny chins. We will not let you in. Well,
you know what Mr. Wolf said? Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. And that was just what Mr. Wolf did. He huffed and he puffed and he blew
the beautiful wooden house down. And the two little pigs only just had enough time to jump out of the window and run as fast as they could all the way down the road to the house where their big brother lived, in the brick house. Well, Mr. Wolf got his sniffy nose out again.
I can smell 3 little piggies now. That's excellent news, said Mr. Wolf.
And he walked up the garden path and he on the front door.
Oh, little pigs, let me come in.
What did those little pigs do? They got their waggy fingers out and they said, no, 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 no. Not by the hairs on our chinny chin chins. We won't let you in. Well, Mr. Wolf thought to himself,
I know what to do.
And he said,
then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Nothing's happened, Mr. Wolf. Nothing's happened. I just didn't blow hard enough. Okay, here we go. One more time. Then I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down. Mr. Wolf, nothing's happened. I need you to help. Okay, come in, come a bit closer. Right, okay. I need your huffing and your puffing, okay? I need lots of big huffing and puffing so we can blow the little pig's house down. Are you ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Mr. Wolf, it still hasn't worked.
I don't think you can have huffed and puffed hard enough. And I don't think you've huffed and puffed hard enough, Mr. Wolf.
Okay. We'll go for plan B. Right, okay, come in a bit closer. Right, here we go. This is what we're going to do. Right, I'm going to climb right up to the top of the chimney. They'll never expect that. I'm going to climb right up to the top of the chimney. Then I'm going to go down the chimney. And then I can gobble all 3 little piggies up in one go. What do you think? Good plan?
I think you can try it, Mr. Wolf. Well, that was exactly what Mr. Wolf did. He climbed and he climbed and he climbed and he climbed right up to the top of the house. He climbed onto the roof and then onto the top of the chimney. At the top of the chimney, he sat with his legs dangling over the edge of the chimney and he got ready to jump. But at the bottom of the chimney, the 3 little pigs had heard him coming. And the 3 little pigs were really quite clever. So they had made the fire at the bottom of the chimney get hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter until it was very roasty hot. Mr. Wolf sat at the top of the chimney. He wriggled his bottom to the edge of the chimney and then he jumped. Whee!
Ouch! 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 My bottom! My bottom's on fire! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Blow it out! Blow it out! Can you blow it out? Blow out my bottom, please! Blow it out! Harder than that!
Oh dear. Poor Mr. Wolf.
It was very sore, my bottom. I had a very sore bottom For quite a few days I had to go to the doctor's and have a plaster on it. Oh dear. I decided after that maybe being a big bad wolf wasn't such a good thing after all. And maybe little pigs aren't the things to eat. Maybe I'll turn vegetarian instead. What do you think?
Well, maybe, Mr Wolf. But the 3 little pigs lived very happily in the woods in their lovely brick house. They might even have had Mr Wolf round every now and again for a cup of tea, because he did promise not to eat them. And they all lived happily ever after. See you next week for a story on a Saturday.
Bye.